Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is Zane, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see today, we are playing Veres jungle. She just came out in NA, guys. I'm super excited for her. I've heard she's very strong. I've only heard that she's like OP, stuff like that. I know she's banned like everywhere in GCS and ROV and all the pro tournaments. She is banned very frequently. She's up there being banned with Florentino, heroes like that. So let's get right into this first Veres jungle gameplay on my channel. So here you can see we're going to be starting blue. Notice how we clear the jungle there. We leash the blue into the bush kind of, and then we kind of make sure that our passive hits both minions, the one on the right as well. So that just gives us a way faster clearing time. Notice how also I started on my first skill, and I am going to be leveling up my first skill. That's because it does more damage. Also, it's on cooldown quicker, or it's less time on cooldown because the second skill is more like a utility. Guys, notice again how I'm trying to hit my passive onto two minions at a time. That will really help with the jungle clear. Notice how I push the red buff back into the zone so it doesn't reset on us. So anyways, you can see that we are jungling pretty fast actually now that we have been hitting two targets pretty much with our passive every time. You can see here we are just doing this bird, and again we try to leash onto the Baldum with our second skill. It doesn't work out, so we just decide to back off. We're going to be basic attacking these, getting stacks off on them. And yeah, you can see that you want to be using your second skill on Veres to be trying to pull people in, and once they're pulled in you want to be kind of comboing with your first skill to get a lot of stacks and a lot of good damage. So we're just waiting in the bush right now, waiting for the dragon to spawn. We haven't really seen their jungler yet, so we need to be cautious about that. You can see that we're just going to be starting this drag. We're going to be stacking off on it. We're going to hit it with our passive. We use our first skill again, and we can see the Wukong comes right here. So we're just going to back off immediately because the dragon's going to AoE too. As soon as the Wukong goes in, I use my ultimate and get those nice buffs. You can see that we use our first skill as well, and we actually end up proccing our passive. Guys, I'm here right now. I'm looking at this Yorn thing. I'm like, there's no way it's going to hit me, right? No way it's going to hit me. And of course, oh my god, it actually did hit me. I didn't think it was going to last that long, but it did. So our Sephira tries to heal me because she might think I die, but actually I'm going to realize and just walk away. Notice how I do not wait for full HP here. I'm just going to go back into the jungle. It doesn't really matter to me. I'll get the HP back anyways. But yeah, guys, I could not believe that that Yorn actually was able to reach me. I was like in disbelief. You can see here again, we're just hitting our passives, guys. What I helped was you want to be calm when you're using the passive and trying to hit it. Like, you don't want to be everywhere all at once. You just need to be focused on standing still for the most part. Like, you don't want to be running around. You can see that like I stand still hitting these minions after I get to a certain point. But anyways, you can see them fighting here. I have my ultimate. I use it. I get my second skill up onto the Baldum. I'm able to bring him back. I start using my first skill. Guys, I can see this Yorn right here. I use Punish onto him. I hit him once. I am able to get my passive, and then I use my first skill, but he unfortunately already falls to the net, so we do not really get the kills, but we did some really good damage there. You can see that I went in with my ult because they were too far. We were able to clip the Baldum with it. Guys, I know that the ult is a bit weird, the like skill shot kind of, but it's a cone shape, so you really have to kind of take that into consideration. It's not just that little circular thing that you see when you are casting it. It's actually a much larger AoE than that. But as you can see, we are just going back into our jungle here, clearing up our red side because we decided to fight first before we fought. You can see that I stay here at 3 stacks, and then I just in case we were going to fight, I wanted to stay at 3 stacks. I didn't want to waste my passive. You can see I tried to land a hook there onto Yorn, but he's backed off, so it does not land. But yeah, guys, you can see that I was just saving the 3 stacks, kind of like Murad in a way, where you don't want to be wasting that. Guys, you can see that the Annette actually lands a win cup, so we're going to ulti onto both of them and start using our first and second skill, able to get the kills. Guys, again, we can use our passive on this Wukong and the Tulin, which is able to get some really good lifesteal, and we are able to survive. I'm going to back off because I don't want to get Flicker lightning bolted with those 3 lightning bolts. I'm kind of expecting that, so I'm just going to back off right away as soon as we pick up those kills and assists. Very well played. But yeah, as I was talking about, guys, you kind of want to be doing that. When you're expecting to go into a fight, you want to almost stack off of anything around just to have some of your passive up. That will, of course, always help you in your fight. So you see here, again, we're just going back into the jungle. Guys, another thing to keep in mind of, Veres actually has very long attacks. Like, her attack range is actually pretty wide. So I do not think that Leviathan will proc if you're hitting them at the very end of their basic attacks. You kind of need to move closer to them, to jungle camps, when you're jungling, because the Leviathan ticks, you know, the ones that do magic damage, it will not reach if they are too far away. And since she has, I actually can't believe how long her basic attacks are, but they're insanely long. We can see here that the Baldum throws the ult. I'm going to try to actually hook Baldum. We land it, but he is charging, and I guess the charge is unstoppable because he did not get CC'd from that, even though you're supposed to get a mini stun after using your hook. And as we can see, Yorn is low here, so we lead in with our ultimate. We end up hooking him, getting all that good damage. We frostbite him so he doesn't have time to run away, and then we basic attack him. We activate our passive, but it doesn't even matter because he was already dead at that point. You can see that we ulted, and then we should have went with our second skill right away, but we went in with our first. We should have CC'd him with the second skill. Here we can see the Baldum's right here, so we're going to be using our second skill to pull him. Use our first skill again, like I was talking about. Again, we can ultimate here. Guys, we would have killed him if our bot laner stayed. I don't know what they were thinking. We were doing some really nice damage on that Baldum, but I just didn't have the enough burst or CCs and slows to really get to him. But we were still doing a good job. We are able to pick up this camp pretty free, and kind of don't really want to fight right now. I can see the Scud was there with the Omen ult, so I'm just going to ult right in. And I tried to use my first skill again, guys, but I should have used my second. The second skill is basically a gap closer. Consider it like that, except when they're close to you though, like very close, it actually does push you away as well. So it can either be a pull in or a knockback depending on how close the enemy is. Again, here you can see that we are using both skills, or the passive, on 2 enemies at once, which is very time efficient for us. So again, we're just going to be going from blue to red, sorry. And yeah, the second skill should basically only be used as a gap closer or trying to stun them while preparing to hit them with your first skill, so they can have nothing to do while you're casting that first skill, because the cast is it's a little bit of a cast, and also the range is really short on the first skill. So they kind of need to be stunned, or they're just going to walk out away from it for nothing. Like, it's not hard to walk away from. You can see we're doing drag. We're just going to back away while it's using its AoE. I do not want to be taking that damage right now. Actually, the dragon doesn't even stun us from that because of our passive. As if you guys didn't read the passive yet, it is 35% extra movement speed, and also you are CC immune while you are flying around with that sphere around you, which is actually very good. She has insane sustain because of her passive. We can see the Wukong right here, so we're going to ultimate right in. We're going to use our first skill, actually stun him again, and proc our passive. We grab the Yorn here, we use our passive again, and we try to use our first skill on the Yorn who was stunned, but actually he flickers away, guys. Still a very good fight. Again, we try to grab the Baldum, but she's just a bit too far. It's too little too late for us, and we are not able to pick him up. We can see Omen here is actually able to grab the Scud, so I'm just going to ultimate right over, help him out with that. Didn't want Omen to be tanking that tower for too long, so I just decided, you know what, I'll just go behind, kind of use my ultimate there, which is pretty funny. That was actually, it was fun to walk around the tower and just jump in with that ulti. I can see the Wukong there, so I'm trying to use my second skill. I was aiming it, but unfortunately we couldn't do it. Again, I was able to grab the Baldum, so I ultimate right onto him as soon as I see it. And we get a nice fairy heal there, so overall we're only about like 50% HP, guys. She's super tanky. Just imagine what would be happening if they were not turtled right now. This would be a massacre. We would never be able to die. We would just be lifestealing off of our passive, and they would have nothing to do about it. So again, we're just going to be going into our jungle. She does not have mana, but I do still want that nice cooldown reduction because we really don't have much in this build besides the Frost Cape, so of course any cooldown reduction helps. Right now, even we only have 30%, and you can see I missed my combo on that minion, which is pretty funny. Guys, the range is actually pretty weird on them. Also, the hitbox is like, it's a very short and thin hitbox, so you need to be landing them very precisely to be able to hit these skills. So overall, she will take NA players, like just any new region who just got her, she will take a little bit to get. As you can see, even I am a bit uncomfortable on her still. I did not have many games. Anyways, you can see the Baldom here, so I tried to lasso with my second skill, but actually the Annette got them. I can see the Scud trying to go in here, so I'm going to ultimate onto him. I can lasso him up again, and I tried to use my first skill, but actually he ults me and knocks me back. Again, we try to lasso the Yorn, but to no avail. I can see the Wukong up top, and I'm aiming my first skill at the wave, guys, and we're actually able to get him. I knew the Wukong was going to try and clear that wave. He wasn't going to try to fight us at all, of course, so we're just going to aim for that. We try to hook the Yorn there, but actually we aren't able to. We missed that pretty horribly. But even though we didn't hit the Yorn, they actually still died, and we were able to ace them there. Scud's going to be up soon, but it's unlikely that he's going to be able to stop this. We are doing insane right now. We are able to stun the Scud twice, guys. We use our second skill to stun him. We use our first skill to stun him again, and guys, we ult him out of nowhere with a nice combo, and we would have tanked the core tower, which would have killed us on that very last shot, but we had a bit of time, and we were a bit lucky that we were able to reach the core and end it before that shot did about 7,000 damage to my HP bar, because as we all know, the fountain shot will one-shot anything. But as you can see, guys, we actually get MVP there. Not too much damage, but it's probably because they were turtling under tower and we really couldn't do much, but still a very insane game. You can see that we were just destroying them. Even the tanks, Baldom was running away from us at bot lane. So that was a very good game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what you guys think of her down in the comments. Should she not be used in jungle? Should she just be side lane? Let me know, guys. I love to read the comments. I'll talk to you all later. Peace out.